She's very polite. They very politely decline the invites for the association
they were
with
so
them.
good.
They're very lovely,
so
but they don't want to talk. They don't want anything to do with it. So, but you know what? Money talks, and who knows?
True. Oh my God, David, I love all that. Okay.
So that's really just what, I think Leah gets screwed because she's not part of the new cast and she's not an OG. So I don't think, I think, look, I think if anyone, like, I think if you look at Ebony, I mean, Ebony can go pitch herself to this new version. Like she has like, you know, I mean, it would have to be a lot of, you know, friends and who's in, but I'm just saying yes, I think that there's something about a whole bunch of unknowns that's why they're doing this.
I don't think they're going to go with any familiar face because it's just going to be too.
But at least Ebony is in the door. Like, I don't think Leah's in the door. Like, I think Ebony truly, like, despite what like a Ramona thinks, you know, in her limited world, like Ebony is before this show. This is not just saying this, like, because like, but before this show, like she has like, she's in the media, like, you know, Black media in New York, like Bevy Smith. And I mean, there are benefits and I mean, like Ebony has this life that has nothing to do with RHONY that is really connected and is high society in a lot of circles in New York. And so just at least that's like in the game of what I think where this new incarnation is going to go. And it's definitely going to be a diverse group of friends. And look, it's not that hard. They did it in Salt Lake. Like it is going to be like a Vanderpump Rules where people like know each other. You know, it's truly like 6 people, 7 that may not all know each other, but they know each other enough and it's really connected. That is going to be the show. There's none of this casting of like, you're going to pretend to be her. None of that. It's going to be the real deal. And I think they just got to the point where they're like, we have to announce this right now because we only have now. I mean, she's coming up on my show. This will be out before when people hear this interview, this person will have already been on my show, but this Monday on my show, I have the one, the only Miss Luann de Lesseps.
Yay! Oh my God. Okay. Wow. That's a huge interview. Yeah.
Coming back for a 3rd time. I love Luann. This was after she made the headlines with everything that happened at the Townhouse Bar.
I know you have the first interview.
It is prior though. It's like 24 hours prior to this announcement. And so between Ebony just being on my show and Luann, like I can tell you, like these women didn't see this coming. I mean, we talk about next season, me and Luann, about like,
oh wow, really? Wow.
Which is I get it. It's a business thing. Like you're not going to tell people, but like, what a shame. Like how harsh.
What do you think? They like got a phone call right before the Variety article dropped?
I mean, did they get a phone call? I don't know.
Wow. Damn.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure you got a phone call. No.
Oh my God.
It's like a brutal business, guys. Right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Well, the best advice I ever got when I started in radio and television was from my former co-host who hired me. And he basically said, congrats on your job. Now it's not show friends, it's show business. And you know what, at the time I was like, God, that's such an awful thing to say. But actually now, like 10 years later, I'm like, you know what? That was actually great advice because you can make friends in this business, but you also have to realize it's show business, and show business is just about what sells, the ratings and what's hot. And, you know, you just have to like not take it personally, but that's very hard to do. And it's hard to do if the show is all you had, which like for someone like Sonia, Ramona, Luann, I mean, they built their names on that. And like, to your point, Vicky, like, I don't think they saw it coming. I think they thought they were like above that, which happens to a lot of people, and you're never above it.
No, I think like you're never above it. I mean, just think about like, you have like almost $3 million in salaries between Luann, Ramona, and Sonia. And now you're going to have, and then you factor in Leah, who was making 200. So that's 3,200,000. Ebony, let's throw in like three, right? So like $3.3 million in salaries versus like 70,000 times, seven. Even if it's 100,000, that's $700,000. You're gonna salary this show for $500,000 versus 3.3 million.
Do you think
how did no one see this coming? How? I don't get it.
Okay, but but when you say that, what do you mean? Do you think that we won't go back to the days where was Nene famously the highest paid for a long time? Okay, and she was at $1 million, right? And then we've obviously seen like Candy reportedly gets 2 million. Is that
something up there?
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think we're now experiencing like gone are the days that you're going to ever have somebody get to $1 million?
I mean, I think it depends on the ratings. Like Atlanta, the ratings were like 2 million, 1.9, 1.8. Like Atlanta, even 2 years ago, was like in the 1 points. So I just think.
And Teresa Giudice has to be making close to $1 million now. Like, don't you think? If not $1 million,
Teresa's at like 1.5, or no, I think Teresa's at like 2 million now. Sorry.
I bet. I mean, Teresa's. Yeah. And I mean, look, I'm watching New Jersey. I love it. I feel like they have ongoing, like it just is so good. Like I said at the start of this episode, I mean, they manage to keep it going. It's awesome. It's really good.
Listen, I mean, there's a reason Teresa is just, I mean, she doesn't, it's natural. And she is mad at Margaret, and she is just like, I think Teresa's thrilled. I think Teresa's probably like, Jesus, like I haven't earned this paycheck in 3 seasons. I've been calm. Like, bitch, you're giving me a reason to be Teresa Giudice. Like, thank you. Cause like, I'm really mad. I mean, she's not, that's the thing. Teresa's authentic. She don't act like when she's mad, she's mad,
Okay.
But so I don't know. And so then that like ties into the Jill thing. Like, I just think like, let the woman, she's a nice woman. I mean, yes, I'm saying this, like, she just, I mean, I don't want to, like, we're all going to be dead one day. Like, we all got bigger problems.
I'm with you. Like, I never like to have conflicts with anyone.
Can I just say, it makes you realize, like, I think to me, like to a Jill, Luann, we're all in this together. Like, there's a network. And then there's all the rest of us. Some of us make 20,000. Some of us make 300,000. Some of us like we're all on a sliding scale from like $10,000 to $1 million or whatever. Yeah. But then there's a network that could blow all of us away with one flip of the switch. And so I just think, if anything, we're all in this together. Like, I have my role, you have your role. I mean, I ain't going nowhere. So it's just like, I just think like the enemy shouldn't be any of us. Like, we got enough problems here, and it's just everyone wants their piece of the pie. Listen, I mean, this just became my business. Nobody